John is completely unresponsive. What the hell is that nincompoop doing? Years in the future. But he's not getting totally carried away here. A studious eye. But let's not get totally carried away here. A studious eye darts about a page like a honeybee gathering the nectar of wisdom. Please, thank you. You're welcome. Good day. How do you do? Splendid. And you? Gratification. Further courtesy, favor is mutually curried. Crip. Munch, munch, munch. Chew, chew, chew. Burp. Elixir known as T. Absurd vertical forthright digit is kennily verbed. Everyone is polite. Rip, munch, munch, munch. Chew, chew, chew. Burp. Mm-hmm. Screen captures, part 1. I can't take as many as I'd like to for comprehensive documentation. For now, for what it's worth, here's what I managed to collect so far. More captures forthcoming. Tiny URL sprite. Co-player John assesses environment after transition to medium, followed by sprite sans kernel prototyped once pre-hatch, completely useless in his form. Power. Severed from the suburban grid. House remains mysteriously powered. Convenience presumably facilitated by game, which perhaps deems navigating a powerless house to be a handicap less, in keeping with the spirit of game's principal statement of challenge. Internet connection remains stable as well. Will likely remain stable until the internet itself is compromised by external threats. Something like, let's say hackers. Build. Kill monsters, get grist, build the house. That's the game. Didn't know what the point of this was at the time. Floundering trial and error on exhibit. Prototype. Unsuccessful attempt at Tier 2 prototyping. Knowing what I know now, I might have avoided using a back-breaking Vade macrum for practical jokesters rife with antiquated lexicon and racist amorphisms. Either that, or I might have tried harder to succeed. Disconnect. Final screen capture before I lost my internet for a time. I don't know what happened thereafter, but I have returned. The car was nowhere to be found, and the driveway plateau was in a state of disrepair. The mysteries, will they ever cease? Nana. Sprite prototyped once more with grandmother's remains. She treats John like some helpful exposition in a friendly and maternal manner. Weird. I'm just going to open all of them. That way we can just go through all of them. Steeds, what steeds? Has the whirlwind a home in your mains? Is there a sensitive ear, alert as a flame, in your every fiber? Hearing the familiar song from above, in all the accord you strain your bronze chests, and hooves barely touching the ground turn into straight lines, cleaving the air, all inspired by God russes on. Excuse me. Co-player has displayed inexplicably capricious behavior since arrival. Stress-related? Contracted virus indigenous to the realm. Should be noted he was kind of a weird guy anyway. Design X deployed. Still no clue what this does, at the mercy of co-players' foolish prioritization tendencies. Grist payload from slain foe. Whenever I deal damage or co-player does, yield is the same. Though I have a significant advantage in battle, taking measures into my own hands deprives John of hand-to-hand combat experience, which obstinely will become more critical later. Obstinably. Building, the point, building upwards. The point, sharpened and directed. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck he's doing here. Another one of these things. Really, Egbert family? Really? A view of kidnapped father's room. I can't see in here for some reason. Perhaps this is because John himself has never entered the room. Is it possible that I can see only, in a sense, what John can see, or has seen already? I have not yet found the time to discuss this with him yet. If he enters the room, the question will answer itself. I assume. Rose, construct a loft above John's room. Ladders seem to be a bit cheaper than stairs. Fellow John, it appears we have reached an impasse. Yeah, it seems so. The opener dilemma remains unsettled, most unfortunately. It is unfortunate, I guess. What are we talking about again? But it has been a pleasure nonetheless. Thanks for the courtesy. It's not really necessary, but thanks anyways. Oh, but thank you. Okay, thank you so very, very much, dear favorable small primate. I shall take my leave now, John. Until next time. Wait, where did all this sweet loot come from? And why is there suddenly a crumpled hat on your head? John, gather grist. Examine Design X. Feeling especially economical with your behavior suddenly, you scoop up all the grist in the room and turn your attention to the Punch Design X all in one fell swoop. The device features a countertop station designed with a keyboard setup, not unlike an old-fashioned computer. There is a blinking red light and a digigram etched into a panel. Nana. 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 Rose, answered Dave. Okay, wait, hold on. Why am I getting this stupid game for you? You're the one who should be waist deep in puppet ass. What is the specific problem? The problem is I am up to my goddamn neck in fucking puppet dong. You know you like the mannequin dick. Accept it. I am enrobed in chafing, wriggling, god fucking damned puppet pelvis. And obscenely long, coarse Kermit cock is being dragged across my astonished face. Let's put this up into perspective. You put up with the puppet prostates because you love it. Also, coarse is a good word. You don't seem to harbor any sympathy for the fact that I've burrowed fuck deep into lively, fluffy Muppet buttock. I'm whirling in a terrible cyclone at the epicenter of my own personal holocaust of twitching foam noses. It's like a fucking apocalypse of perky proboscis here. Like the proboscalypse, I guess. Are you going to start rapping about this? What? No, listen. Prong of flesh bereft of home, found solace twixt a cleft of foam. Oh no, Jesus! Of apocalypse your thoughts eclipse, a painted pair of parted lips, that dare through kiss to stir the air, that teases tuft of orange hair, and through faces flush in lovers' fits, hands snug and plush, as gloves befit. Okay, Dickinson, if you can shut your perfumey trap for half a second. This is serious. I am just saying, if I see one more soft bulbous bottom being like kind of jutting out at impotent or whatever, I'm gonna fly off the handle. I'm gonna do some sort of acrobatic fucking pirouette off the handle and win some medal or some shit. Then let's hope there will be a squishy derriere somewhere below the handle to break your fall. I forgot how much I love listening to these two interact with each other. Yeah. John, observe back of the first visible capture log card. You flip over the top card containing your pogo ride. Anytime you capture log something, a new code appears on the back of the card. You've always wondered what the code was for. Damn, these things are hard to read, but then you've never really found any reason to decipher them. Until now, perhaps? John, examine reverse side of hammer card and strife specimens. Looks like the cards from your strife decks have code too. John, enter capture code as seen on back of pogo ride card. You enter the code into the keyboard. At least you think that's what the code is. The red light switches off. A green light begins blinking. The insert card. Type in NZ7UN6BI. In the interest of due diligence, you enter another code and repeat the process with that card too. Both cards are now punched with different hole patterns. Attempt to retrieve Pogo from card. Oh, well, that should just be a simple matter of... Uh-oh. Looks like it's trapped now. You don't see how you can access the item anymore, or store a new item there for that matter. These cards are pretty much useless now, and the items they contain are toast, but maybe all is not lost. Recalling your experience from the pre-punched card, you may be able to use the card to replicate the item in question. Assuming you've got the codes right, that is. John, mash keys heedlessly. Not quite through with your cowboy experimentism just yet. You mash at the keyboard to generate a random code. You enter dish. The design X stops you after 8 characters, which appears to be the maximum length for a code. The green light goes on, signaling its readiness for a card. You figure you might as well burn the shaving cream since the product is not exactly at a premium in your household. You also figure you might as well merge the 2 cans into 1 card. You're a little sad that your dad isn't around for this. You have a feeling he would get a real kick out of the idea of duplicating more shaving cream. You punch the card with a pattern that is in no way related to the code for the item it contains. This should make for an interesting experiment. Mad science is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you just burned another card in the process. Your deck is really dwindling now. Maybe you should have thought this through a little better. On the plus side, you just freed up your PDA, which is overflowing with the pent-up chatter of anxious pesterers. Schmeck! Eat! The bathroom is back. The shower is back. The bathtub? That one. John, answer your chums. Turntech Godhead turned his mood to rancorous. John, I'm about to throw a bathtub through your wall. Watch out. Wow, that was totally unnecessary. I made a shortcut upstairs. I thought it would be a good idea to get you up there and try the cards as soon as possible. Also, you weren't being terribly responsive. You mean these stairs? Man, look at these shitty stairs. They're so narrow. We're supposed to climb those? They're perfectly navigable. I'm saving on grist for now. If you keep slaying foes, collecting grist, and expanding the cash limit, We may not need to be so economical with our resources in the future. So why don't you just build a way up through the hole instead of through that hole into my dad's room? Have you ever been in there? No, exactly. Exactly. Huh? I'd rather not get sidetracked. I'm more interested in further exploring the mechanics of the game than watching you discover what outlandish harlequin decor your father keeps in his room. Oh, come on. What's the big deal? I'll just climb up and get right through. Will you? Yeah, why not? Are you saying you've never wondered what's in there? Or why it's been kept a secret from you? Well, I mean, yeah. Then trust me, you won't be going right on through. Wait, are you saying there's something like trouble in there? I don't know. What do you mean? What do you see in there? I can't see in there. No. But I don't have a very good feeling about it. Pff, whatever. Think it can handle a few more stupid clown paintings. Rose, remove the punch cards from John's room. Rose, drag some Cruxite dolls up to John's room. John, collect grist. Examine safe. You swoop up the bountiful supply of grist generated by your co-player's recent exploits. From now on, it will probably go without saying that you'll nab any grist lying around without making a big fuss over it. You check out the busted safe, which has made a noble sacrifice in battle. Some of your father's odds and ends have spilled out, including some old newspaper clippings and 2 rather hefty tomes. It is a fair bet that these books comprised at least half the weight of the safe. Examine Family Tome of Humor. It's another copy of Colonel Sassacre's daunting text of magical frivolity and practical japery. This one looks really old. Perhaps an original printing. Could it be the same one involved with your grandmother's unfortunate accident on that fateful day? Dad would never speak a word about it, but maybe Nana won't be so tight-lipped. You give it a curious perusal. It appears to be similar to your reprinting, listing all the japes and shenanery you have come to know and love. You capture log it, thinking you may give it a closer look later. John, examine contents of safe. The Pathery Gent's Shaving Almanac. Wow, okay. Yep. Sure. Take a look at the other book. You're sure Dad thought this was a scintillating read. But it looks pretty boring to you. Maybe you'll crack into it someday when you're old enough to shave. Everything in the safe was obviously very important to your father. You wonder why he kept it locked away from you. Some things about him you will never understand. The common hornographer. Space rocks, knock local burbs block off. Medias. Seems he's been collecting scraps from the news over the years. These articles go back decades. Look at the piece of paper taped to the wall. Son, if you are reading this, it means you are now strong enough to lift the safe. You are now a man. As such, you are entitled to what is inside. I know you will take this responsibility seriously. I am so proud of you. John, turn the card over. You guess this is the safe combination. It's completely useless now. John, examine back of capsulard card on the floor. 0. You guess these are all zeros, or maybe they're all capital O's? Zeros would probably make more sense for an empty card, you think? Capture log the card. Enter code on back of card in Design X. 1. Punch the card. Wait, John, before you punch that. Oh, I was about to say, if you first took note of the code, then removed the card from the card, you would have punched the blank one. You would have only burned 1 card instead of 2. Oh yeah, you're right. Damn it! John, throw hat down in disgust. Capture log punched, capture log card. Sweet catch. What? Take PDA. Smash. The two card Silodex inventory of dumbasses. John, level up. Colonel Sassacre, level up for slaying the imp. The Colonel soars to new heights on the Acha ladder, reaching the rung one-man jaloop vacuum, and pockets 9,550 boon dollars. Chump change for the genteel, aristocratic Southern Colonel. Bathtub, level up for slaying the imp. The bathtub surges heroically and surpasses the rung Archimedes Aqua Cradle, proceeding directly into the vaunted rung Taft Jammer. The tub makes off with a cool 490 boon dollars. The tub's basin capacity remains unaffected. Safe, level up for slaying the imp. The safe was slain in battle. A great flaming nautical pyre carries it off to Valhalla. John, make your way up those stairs post-haste. You're not sure. They look pretty precarious to you, but you've been assured the stairs are perfectly navigable. Lad scramble. Lousy goddamn stupid stairs! Dave, ignore little Cal and find the beta. You wander over to the place where your bro keeps the sweet turntable gear. Man, that setup is sweet. You feel pangs of jealousy whenever you walk by it. Really cool jealousy, though. Like the kind where instead of getting all worked up about it, you don't actually give a shit. One of your brother's rad and extremely expensive ninja swords is missing, though. You know this drill all too well. Trouble's a brewin'. Dave, take expensive ninja sword. What sword? Dave, exit your bro's room. You approach the exit. There's something on the door you haven't seen before. Looks like one of your bro's ironic comics he left for you to check out. What have I done, animal? Please start breathing. Oh God, please breathe. Okay, make believe time is over. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. What will Nanny do to me if she finds out? No one can ever know. I have to hide the body, but where? Think, imagination, huh? The one time I really need you. Hello, Ralph. Want to play a game? I want to play a game. Time to play a game. Okay, some of the stuff you know he's just leaving around to get under your skin. This is obviously another ploy in his relentless siege of one-upmanship to get your goat. The same goat you've been meaning to bleat like ironically, but that will have to wait for another more appropriate time. You think he knows that deep down you feel like you're still not ironic enough to get stuff like this, and this is probably some weird gauntlet he's throwing down to see if you will get it. But honestly, you think this material is just a little too ironic. You just don't need to see this shit right now. Dave, go to kitchen. No sign of bro here either. Well, aside from the absurd quantity of awesome, dangerous stuff he leaves lying around. Is that a Buster sword? Okay. Transfer katana to strife specialist. With an escalating sense of threat, you think it's time you shift your katana to your specialist. You figure it's better to free up the card anyway, since you might need to grab some of this stuff. Dave, set blender to mix. You guess your bro stuck some fake blood capsules into that puppet. Pretty gross. You spot one of your bro's many webcams nearby recording the incident. It seems you may have just been an unwitting accessory to some sort of grisly puppet snuff film. You're not totally sure how you feel about that. Dave, capture log Buster Sword from behind the microwave. This might be the only thing in the whole apartment that's a bigger piece of shit than your own sword. You put it back behind the microwave where it belongs. Set blender to crush ice. It's just sort of bouncing around in there. You're making a bit of a mess now. Dave, hide evidence in microwave. See, like, his hobbies are cool and all, and you guess he's got to put his shit somewhere. But what if you just wanted to heat up a burrito or something? This kitchen is pretty much useless. Dave, grab those fireworks. You capture log all the fireworks the sink has to offer. You just know these are going to come in handy. Why would they be in the sink if they weren't? Looks like one of them is still stuck in the garbage disposal. Capture log shurikens. You grab the shurikens and, hey, careful where you're putting stuff, especially if you're looking to turn the Silodex into a power keg full of sharp things. And you put the box of fireworks back into card 5 and prepare to start over, or card 3 actually. That settles that, you guess. Take nunchuku. You take the nunchuku, once again grabbing without thinking ahead. First, you capsulog the box again, while adequately avoiding the shuriken trap. While adeptly avoiding the shuriken trap, which you yourself said only moments ago, you again round up all the fireworks. Time to regroup here. Capsulog each shuriken individually. You grab each shuriken one at a time, knocking out those nunchuku, but no worries, you've got a plan. Capsulog nunchucks. You take the nunchucks. Everything seems in order now. It would have been badass to go with the authentic Japanese name for each weapon, but sometimes you gotta compromise with this modus. Examine fetch modus. You flip over your fetch modus and check out the back. You're not really sure where it is that you're going to keep this thing? No. Oh well, who cares? Press eject button. Oh, hell no. Not after all that trouble you went through to get that stuff situated. This is potentially a very dangerous button. Change to scramble points hash modus. First, you program your modus with the scramble points hash function, adding it to the list. This might be a cool function to use, but it looks like you'll have to empty your Silodex to select it. You're just not going to do that yet. No way. Dave, check the box, collect detected collisions. Okay. Take that skateboard. And just like that, this guy's so happy about... And just what is this guy so happy about? Up there, you think if you see one more soft, bulbous bottom being like kind of jutting out and impotent or whatever, you're gonna fly off the handle. You take the skateboard. Actually, no, you don't. A collision has been detected. You take the wheeled ride. Man, your inventory's nomenclature is getting lamer by the minute. Dave capsulog the unplugged power cord. You take the power cord. No, wait, that's not going to work. Think of a new word for power cord. You take the battery pack. Damn it. You take the battery pack. Using the Y as a consonant, your Silodex accepts reluctantly. It's a tactic notoriously exploited by hash map noobs, but you just don't care about that now. Besides, it's not like your bro is around to see. Dave, search for some mad snacks, yo. Oh, it was just little Cal again. You can never stay mad at him. Anyway, you've got to get this way rude hunger under control. You figure you ought to scope the fridge for some grub. This hunger's so ill-mannered it would make a room full of snooty doggers commit mass suicide. Doaggers? Doaggers? No, of course more. Oh God, of course more shitty swords. You knew these were in there. You're not even sure why you looked. If you want to keep any food or beverages in this apartment, you've pretty much got no choice but to hide stuff in your own closet. Dave, take the swords. The hell with it. You try to take the entire jumble of unbelievably shitty swords and brace yourself for... Oh, looks like that works, actually. You capture lock the jumble of unbelievably shitty swords. Dave, use Ice Maker. It's so hot around here. You dispense several cherry bombs. Yeah. Who's that looking at you in the reflection? Wait. When the little dude scamper off to this time? Capture lug cherry bombs. You successfully go for cherry bombs and successfully. After mulling it over a bit, you take the red spherical salutes. Take blender. Blender is a pretty simple word, and you can already tell it's not going to work. Instead, you take the whirling blade pitcher. That's really a much better name for it anyways, you think? Activate garbage disposal. Stuff Mr. Purple Guy into the garbage disposal. You're still not sure what he's so happy about, or what he's looking at up there. While you're at it, you dump the contents of the blender, a whirling blade pitcher into the disposal. But you suffer an unfortunate garbage disposal head jam. You notice something in the reflection of something above you. Hello, Dave. It's the hatch to the crawl space above your apartment. Bro's always tucking away in there when he's busting out his rad stealth stunts. He's so slick that dangling cord never even jostles. You just know he's being ironic with these weird mind games. There's no way anyone would be serious about aping those shitty movies. Use the turntables and cinder blocks to make a fort. It's a pretty sweet fort you just made, and you're pretty sure your brother would agree. Under different circumstances, you might be high-fiving over it right now. But rather than get inside and take it for a spin, you really need to use it just to get up to the hatch. Dave, yank cord. It's time to face your destiny. No going back now. Ah! Yeah, there was pretty much no way there wasn't going to be a bunch of puppets in there. It's the same one I already read. Then let's hope there is a squishy derriere somewhere below the handle to break your fall. Dave, read the note on the hatch. Bro, roof now. Bring Cal. We're doing it, man. We're making this happen. Dave burst out of the puppet pile like the one. Dave, be the other guy. You are now the other guy. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it. Anywho, the Toodaloo.